Okay friends, it's time to get started on our job. One of the first things we need to do is safely raise and support the front of the vehicle so the wheel's off the ground. After that, if you have a hubcap, go ahead and remove that. Next, we're going to go ahead and remove all 4 of our 21mm lug nuts and then the wheel. Now that we have the wheel off of there, to make this a little bit easier to see, I'm just going to go ahead and turn the wheel to the right because I'm working on the left side. And now at this point, we have a clear view of where our ABS sensor connects onto the hub. Now what we want to do is just remove this 10mm headed bolt right there, and then we're going to try to remove the sensor. Set that aside. All right, so now that we have the bolt out, it's going to be time to start removing the ABS sensor. Generally, these are going to be stuck inside the knuckle here. What you want to do is just basically just try to tap on it back and forth with some penetrant and see if you can get it to break free. This one kind of moves around a little bit, so I'm just going to grab onto it carefully and see if I can remove it. Okay. And now we can just inspect it. You want to make sure that it doesn't look like it's broken or damaged. Generally along this area right here, up along this cusp, is where you'll see a crack of some sort. This one looks really great, so we can carefully set this aside so we're not going to damage it in any way. Now at this point, we can grab onto our ABS sensor wire. We're going to go ahead and start removing it from all of its mounting points. You're going to have one on the back of the strut, one on the front of the strut. You'll find another one right over here. Go ahead and pop it right out of there. And the next thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and remove this panel right here. By removing these push clips, there should be several of them. A lot of ours are missing. To do that, generally you just go ahead and pull out the center, then remove the outer aspect. We'll get this off here, grab this plate, pull it aside, and we can access our mounting point. So if you were to look at this, you can tell that the center of ours has like a little Phillips head screwdriver port on it. So essentially you just want to go ahead and try to turn this counterclockwise. The only problem is a lot of times this is going to strip out, so it's really not going to work properly. Generally, if you just try to get in between the two areas, you can gently pry them apart. Once you have the center out, you can remove the entire thing. Let's try this instead. There we go. All right. Try to pull out the center. And then we'll just go ahead and get underneath the rest of it. Pop that out as well. Do the same to any others. I only have 2 on this, so lucky me, I guess. Remove this panel. Come on. And now we have a nice clear view of our ABS sensor wiring here. What we want to do is just press in on that center tab where my index finger is, and then we can gently draw this down. Of course, you're going to want to take a peek up inside there. Just make sure you don't see any funny colors. If you do, it's corrosion and it needs to be dealt with. Just take a peek in there. After that, we can go ahead and remove this. We'll set it aside and we can grab our brand new ABS sensor. All right, so now we can get ready to install our brand new ABS sensor. If you were to look at mine, you can see that I added a little bit of lubricant just around the shaft area there. That's just essentially in the area that's supposed to go into the knuckle. Should help prevent a little bit of that rust issue that we had. Now what we want to do is just take our wiring. We'll go ahead and plug this in. It should clip in nice and easy. Listen for a click. We'll give it a gentle tug. Obviously, we don't want to go ahead and ruin any of our wiring. After that, we can just go ahead and take these. We'll start putting them into position as well. Clip in that front one. Bring this one up and over. Slide that into position. Now we can take our sensor and we can start putting it in here. Now let's grab our bolt and start putting it in. We'll start this in, snug it up, and then we're going to torque this to 7 foot-pounds. That's not very much. Now before we go ahead and put on our shield, let's just have another look at this. You just want to make sure that it's completely secured, it's not loose in any way. Now we can go ahead and put on this shield, slide it into place, try to line up our holes here, and then we can start putting in our push pins. For the push pins, you want to have it in two pieces, just like this. We have the outer portion. Go ahead and slide that outer portion in, and then we'll take the center aspect, and this is pretty much going to lock it in. So we'll just go ahead and press that right in. And like I said, there should be some in all of these holes. I'm just going to put them back from where I got them from. Here we are. This looks great. Plenty of access. Let's go ahead and put on all of these lug nuts. We'll bottom them out, get the wheel back on the ground, and we can start torquing everything. And now we'll torque each of our lug nuts to 85 foot-pounds. Torqued. Of course, if you have a hubcap, go ahead and put that on now. You just want to line up your valve stem hole. Give that a couple bonks. Make sure it's secure so it doesn't fall off while you're driving down the road. Okay, friends, we got the car back together. Now, we installed that ABS sensor, so of course, if you had an ABS light, you're going to want to make sure you clear it. After that, go ahead and take it for a road test. Make sure that ABS light doesn't come back on. Assuming that's good, you should be good to go. Thanks for watching.